Hey everybody, thank you for joining me. Today I'm gonna talk to you about a great LEGO set. This is set number 6066, Camouflaged Outpost. It came out in 1987 and it was the first Forstmann set LEGO has ever produced. I remember seeing this set in LEGO catalogs as a child and I was always intrigued by it because it really looked like a part of a forest scenery. Now as an adult, I finally have this set. I got it off Bricklink without the minifigs. If you already have Forstmann minifigs in your collection, I recommend parting this set out. You can use Bricklink's part out option in order to create a list of all the parts in the set and just order what you need. This can save you a lot of money because the minifigs in this set are very expensive, mostly due to the guy with the black trim and black plume, which is very rare, and as you can see I don't have it in my set, but I feel like the 4 minifigs I already had in my collection are sufficient for such a small set. So before I show you the modifications I've done to this set, let me take you on a quick tour of it and show you what it's all about. So basically what we have here is a big rock formation that is located right beside a large tree. This tree is used by the archers, and the rock formation can be opened in several different ways to reveal a space for the minifigs to hide in. You can access the internal space by this large opening at the front, and notice how the rock face is covered with foliage in order to camouflage it. Another way to enter this space is by this rotating door, which is made out of rock or wood. It's hard to tell because back then, the block color was used for tree trunks, as you can see with the large tree at the back. And finally, this entire set can be hinged open by removing this piece over here, and this gives you access to both the interior of the rock and to the hollow tree trunk where you can store the treasure, haha. Opening the set this way also gives you a different option to display it. It makes it look a bit bigger in my opinion. So that's a cool option. Now let's go over the mods I've made to this set, and I've tried to preserve the original vintage look as best as I could. I didn't want to add fancy new bricks and colors which would stand out too much. Let's start at the front, where I simply added a bit of foliage here at the top of the rock face, just because it looked kind of barren to me. And here on the right side of the build, I added more rocks and branches because this side was a lot less camouflaged than the other one. It had a very sharp angle and it didn't look very natural, so I wanted to add something to break the straight lines a bit. Next we move on to the tree itself, and if you look at the tree from a bird's eye view, you'll see that the branches only form right angles, so it looks kind of basic. I wanted to add more branches in different angles so that the tree looks more dense and natural. So I added this branch here, this little branch here, and one at the top, and another one here. And finally, let's look at the interior. This set has a lot of interior. It's very spacious, so I wanted to keep most of the space open for the minifigs. I only added this little table by the window and this little kitchenette for cooking, and as you can see, its location kind of fits the location of the chimney outside. For the hollow tree trunk, I added a small ladder, and you can't really use it to go to the upper level, but you can use your imagination. Overall, I think this is a very special set, very nostalgic, and since the build itself doesn't contain any rare pieces, you can get it for quite cheap relative to other Forstmann sets. In a future video, I'm gonna show you how I combined this set with the Forstmann's hideout into a single forest diorama. So stay tuned for the next video. Bye bye!